I want to dive into my work stream around um, web clipping, grabbing pages for future reference. Usually I'm on my phone and I see a page I like, I want to remember. On the phone, I share it to my daily note. And that just gives me a URL for the daily notes. Because I can't, the plugins I use in my browser to capture them don't work on the computer or on the phone. So then I use this plugin here, Obsidian LiveSync Webclip, because this works with my LiveSync uh, tool that I sync between multiple computers and the phone device. And what it does is it gives me a folder called Webclips configurable, and it gives me a page that I grab. So like this is an example: how to control your phone with Home Assistant. It gives me the name of the website and then the date and time and stuff like that. And usually I curate these. So I read an article, I like it, I want to save it, I daily note it, and then at the end of the week, on the weekend, I will just go through the daily notes from the prior week and just review the things. And then I come into this and I clean this up because sometimes I don't like the way it comes in. I've already cleaned this one up a little bit, but one of the things I notice is it will grab the file names and put it into an attachments folder, into the folder and stuff like that. This is how to control your phone, right? There's a bunch of them in here, right? But there's how to control your phone, smart assistant. It's got these really big, obnoxious file names, and I don't really care for that. And then the other thing I've noticed is it doesn't always capture the images locally. So like this one is still a link to a website. This is actually an SVG that it didn't grab. And so I use a couple plugins to help clean that up. Attachment management, I like. It allows me to customize my attachments, how to rename things on Change, which I like. And then the other one I like is Local Image Plus. So this allows me to grab links to external media and pose them into Obsidian, which is what I want at the end of the day. I want to be able to use my phone with my notes, with all the images, when I don't have internet signal. I've got 10 acres on Wi-Fi, but I've got a 50-acre property. And I've got spots where I just don't have cell phone signals. I have no data, and I want to look a thing up. And so that's what I do. So I will grab the images, Local Images Plus. I've got this set to a hotkey. So my hotkey is Control-Shift-R. And what it'll do is it'll grab the images and download the images. So if we see in the attachments, there's a bunch of them getting showed up here. So you can see it's downloading these images, and it's giving it a hash name, so at least it's a usable name. It's not an absolutely horrible name. So while it's downloading that, it's grabbing these images, and we can see that it's syncing and making these changes reflected with the other computer and stuff like that. So this particular article has a lot of images, and there it's grabbed all the images, most of the images. Some of them it didn't grab. And it made them local. So here's an SVG, but Obsidian evidently doesn't display SVGs images. So the other thing I like doing is part of this curation, I'll clean up the table of contents. Like, I don't need that. I don't need actually any of this. So I just clean up. I don't want any of that stuff. So too many. Deleted too much. There we go. So I may delete this. Struggling. Live demos, always the best, right? So I'll delete that. And then I check at the end. Scroll all the way down. At some point, I'll clean up the icons and stuff like that. I'm not all that concerned about it. So like I'll get rid of the related posts and stuff like that. So I'm grabbing basically the footer and then just grabbing all the unnecessary stuff. So a lot of these images that we just downloaded are unnecessary. So I'll do this. I'll delete those, and that just kind of cleans up the art. So it's easier for me to remember and whatnot. So then I'll go to the top, and then I'll delete this. So how to control your phone with Home Assistant. I don't want any of this. And then with the plugins that I've created, what will happen is it will now rename all these plugins and put them in a folder. And also, if I was to move this to a folder, it will do the same thing. It'll actually move the attachments to the attachment folder in the folder in which this markdown file is created. Just it helps create things that are closer together instead of all of my attachments, all of my images in the webclip folder when I've moved stuff elsewhere. So that way, because this is all real files on the computer, I can go in, I can grab a folder, and I can zip it up, and I can share it or something like that. And now the images are local instead of outside that folder structure. So I don't have that continuity of content that I want. And we can see it is just slowly chugging away and updating files while I'm doing, it takes its time. But, it's something that I don't do much. I don't do often. I just do it when I need it to do. And then this cleans up the files. And I've found that this fixes some of the irritants I've had with the magic that Obsidian has. Like, you have a markdown file in one place and you can grab an image from absolutely anywhere and you can pull it in, and that is absolutely magic. I love it. It just kind of magically just works. But because I've got some of these other ideas, being able to grab a zip file and share it, that type of thing, it's not perfect for my use case. So this is a way I can, start to finish, kind of package everything up so I can remember stuff in 6 months, a year, because I won't remember. And being able to look through this stuff will help me clean stuff up. And then the other plugin I use is Clean Files. So this is the File Cleaner Redo, I believe it's called. Let's see, DEF, yeah, File Cleaner Redo. And what this does is it cleans empty files, unused attachments, and stuff like that. So every now and then, probably don't want to do it right now because I'm busy cleaning stuff. Well, clean files, and it finds a bunch of orphaned files and deletes them because I don't need these on my computer anymore. So I delete those, and it makes them all go away. So it's just another tool that I help clean up my stuff. So that's just an overview of how I use this tool and try to keep things the same.